come and tell a story. You really, if you want to come and connect and whatever, come tell a story. And a lot of people just find me annoying, and that's okay. And then some people actually say, you know what, that does sound like fun. And so this is the guy I've been bugging right here. Jason Anderson, Jason Shake Anderson. I went to, he doesn't know this, but I went to the debates of the Oakland mayors. I ended up in the front row for the Oakland mayor debate, and it was so interesting. It was fascinating. I mean, Josh talked about, you know, like the Last Supper, it was kind of like that. And while I was there, I observed this guy, and I found him fascinating and honest and real. And so we are really lucky to have him come here tonight. Let's give a warm welcome to Jason Anderson.
When I say what it is, man, I need y'all to say what it is. What it is, man.
What it do?
What it is, man.
What it do?
All right. Okay, this story is about when I got arrested. And if anyone says I got arrested any other time, they're lying. Plead the fifth. Okay. So, I'm kind of a sarcastic militant. And what that means is not that I'm a militant like a man all the time. It means I use sarcasm to defend myself. It's like somebody does something to me, I'm like, well, I'm just going to be a smartass. It works, right? So I'm in the military. I'm actually, my cousins were the ones that influenced me to be like that, actually. My cousins were older than me, and all they did was play the dozens. I would come, visit, and they would make fun of me all day. Like, that's all we did was learn, and they taught me how to defend myself through words. Because I'm not a violent person, I love words. So, I mean, if you can't take a joke, then we can't be friends. So, I'm in the Navy. I joined the Navy at 20, and I was deep into this. My second duty station, so I was on the USS Oakland, and then I get to Pensacola, Florida. Now, I'm an Oakland native. Now, what that means is that you're kind of a militant anyway. It doesn't matter what like, you have political views, and you have, you read, and, you have different things. But now I'm in the South, and, I'm on the base, and so I don't really interact with the community much, except for the people I go see, my friends. And every payday, we have what I call a payday party. What that means is that we get paid on the 1st to 15th. So you tell all your friends to come over the weekend of whatever payday, and you get liquor, and you buy food, and everyone drinks and has fun until you get tired and go home. So my payday party was going on. It was another Friday, and at the time it was after 9/11. So they put me on base, like they taught me how to be like a mini cop, not a real cop, like a guy that carries a gun and tells you to stop, doesn't shoot you, right? So like a mini cop. You go around, walk around the gun, make people feel uncomfortable, and then you go in your car and then you go home. Right? So I'm a mini cop, and I'm hanging out with my other Navy cop friends, and we're all at my apartment, because I'm a young man, I have my own apartment, and my other friend is with me. So we're having a payday party, it's going good. Then there's an altercation up the street, and if anybody's been in the military or knows military people, the Marines are special. They're special people. And, they fight for us, yes, but they're mad a lot. They're so they're mad up the street fighting each other. And they're each other. It's not like the Navy fighting Marines. These are Marines fighting Marines. They're like mad at each other. So I don't know why they're fighting. I can care less. We're having a party. We're having fun. We're talking, smoking up Black and Mild, drinking. I used to make a drink called Pim Juice. It's great. Talk to you later about it. And we're chilling, and the police come for the fight, like up the street. It's up the street. It's a big apartment complex. It's in the complex, but it's like up the way. So it's nothing to do with us. But because it's Pensacola, Florida, and it's the South, they drive by us and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" And I'm saying, "We're having a party." And he's like, "You need to turn the music down." I said, "The music's not up there loud. You need to turn the music down." I'm like, "Okay, sure, we'll turn the music down." Right? Okay. And I'm in the military now. This is like not a junior military person. I'm like an E5. It's like 5 years in the military. This is like after 9/11. I joined in 95. So like I'm like a grown man in a lot of ways, right? So I'm not really tripping off the police. Plus, I'm a mini cop. Like, I'm a little. I know what you guys do. I do what you do. I'm not worried about you, right? So I'm sitting. The guy, I walk up to the guy. He tells me, you know, if I have to come back, I'm gonna arrest you. Like me specifically. Like there's like 20 people here. You know, it's like you are gonna get arrested. I'm like, okay, sure. We'll turn the music down. So I go and I don't turn the music down. Like, I mean, I did. I turned it down a little bit, right? So I'm sitting with my friends. We're smoking back on my back porch. And then there's a guy that lives in an apartment complex that's a narcotics officer. And Mr. Narcotics Officer gets his dog, because his homeboy, they're friends, right? So the cop that came, he got alerted because the cops came, so he went in to investigate because he's off duty and he feels like he's obligated to know what's going on. So he comes around and he brings his dog. He didn't talk to me at all. He started walking his dog around, like I guess sniffing for drugs. Now mind you, I'm in the military. Like I'm not using drugs. Like I go to work every day. Like I wear a uniform. I'm like on your side, kind of, you know? So I'm not even concerned with it. I think we're laughing at it. Once again, I'm being a militant sarcastic. I'm making fun of him and his dog, kind of, because he's like being mean, looking at me mean with his mean dog, just walking around with the dog, like really mad. So I'm like, me and my friends, and we're all base security, most of us are. We're all like, kind of we're like cops, so we're making fun of the cop. Trying to be mean to us, right? So he decides, he puts his dog up. Then he decides to walk over to my party. Like, I'm an adult. Like he decides to tell me what I can't do in my location that I pay rent at on my off day when I defend the country. So, being that I'm a sarcastic militant and I grew up playing the dozens with my cousins, I was sitting there, he walks over, and as he's walking over, I'm like, this is not going to be good. This can't be good. Right? So he walks over, he says, are you in the military? I said, yes. He says, what branch? And I stopped, because I'm trying not to be mad. I looked at him and said, you kind of fight wars.